right, so I just finished up week one of the Houston Chevron 2027 marathon training plan that I put together with Victory Fitness, an app that I developed personally. I'm looking to see how it performs. Last marathon earlier this year at the Houston Chevron, I used an AI to create a training plan for me. I seen the value in it and wanted to see how I could continue on with that process myself, but also share it with others so that they can experience the benefit of an AI coach. So it worked for me. I was at first a little doubtful. I was like, is AI really going to be able to put together a training plan for me? So just kind of, trusted the process and just kind of see what it put out. I remember at the beginning of my marathon training plan, last go around, one of my guys had mentioned, he's just like, hey, you might be taking on a little too much too fast. Are you sure you're able to handle this workload? And kind of thought to myself, like, okay, well, I'm just trusting the process. This is what AI is telling me to do in order to get a sub 3 marathon. So I'm just willing to commit to whatever that's going to take. And I tried to show up as much as I could, made most of the workouts. There were some days where I wasn't able to make it for whatever reason. I tried to do some makeup days when I could, but it also should be noted that I was doing a lot of, just F3 workouts on top of it. So boot camp style workouts, a lot of the times right after a run or before a run. So it's a little demanding on the body, but either way, didn't make any excuses. I put in the miles. I think my peak mileage, I got up to about, I think 65, maybe 70 miles in 1 week. And I felt pretty good. Didn't know what life was going to look like after my first marathon. I debuted at a sub 3. I was like, hey, I could die happy with that. And honestly, I was okay with the results. I didn't know if I wanted to continue on with marathons, but I qualified for the Boston. So it was my first time at 36 years old. I had to get sub 3, beat it by about 7 minutes. I got 2:52:53 on my debut. So I was just like, I actually have a little thing for running. So let me see what I can make out of it. So since then, I'm signing up for the Cypress Half Marathon out in Cypress, Texas, coming up in November. And then in January, I'm going to be doing the Houston Chevron for the second time. It's going to be my second go around. I'm aiming for an ambitious goal of 2:45. It's going to be a lot. I got to shave my time by 7 minutes. I know what it's going to take. I know I have to put in the mileage and just trust the process altogether. But either way, I'm looking forward to the journey, and I'm going to be sharing it week by week. I'm hoping to put one of these videos out a week so folks can kind of just follow along with my journey and see what it actually takes to get that sub 3 marathon and go for those goals that are ambitious but also possible if you put in the work and trust the process. So yeah, it's going to be a good journey. And then after that, as I mentioned, I did qualify for the Boston. So I am anticipating to go to the Boston in April. There's some criteria that I have to follow sometime in September to make sure that I'm actually able to go to Boston. But keep you all updated on that process as well, just so you all can be in the loop. And that's going to be a whole other journey in itself. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so this training block, I'm doing things a little differently than the last time. I do have a couple guys that I'm just going to be running with. They're my F3 brothers. I reached out in F3. They have a concept of kind of a shield lock where 2 to 3 guys, maybe 4, can come together and kind of just lock shields and do life together essentially. And what I wanted to focus on was running this go around. So I put, kind of like an opportunity search for folks that were interested and kind of, going on this running journey with me. And a couple guys, Old Town and Vader, their F3 names, they reached out and committed. So yeah, we're coming at different levels of fitness, but also I'm trying to help out, the folks that are also, wanting to get into running. So trying to use that as well. They are going to be testing the Victory Fitness application out with me. So that's pretty exciting. But essentially we came together and said we're going to commit to running week in and week out over these next weeks. Leading up to the marathon, they have some other races that they're going to be going to. They're not doing the Chevron, but either way, we're all, just running, coming together, locking shields, and making sure we're holding each other accountable day in and day out. So it's something different for me. Another thing that's going to be different for me this go around is my nutrition. I actually want to dial in my nutrition this go around. Last time during my training block, I thought I could just, eat whatever. I was putting in, a ton of mileage. So I was just like, oh, I could have some pizza, or I could have some, dinner at a restaurant because, I just ran a half marathon or 20 miles on the weekend. And I probably could have, honestly, but this time I just want to see if I really dial in my nutrition, just how much of a difference that's going to make. Because I want to, try to perform my best. I want to shave off about 7 minutes from my PR. And the only way that I'm going to do that is if I get serious about the whole process. Nutrition is going to be one of the things that I want to focus on. So with that, I got the biggest support from my wife. She said, she's going to support me through this, marathon journey and just, race after race. I have a few races, as I mentioned, that are coming up, but she's going to support me in this process, not only just to, allow me the opportunity to run, when the kids are needed to take care of, and she's, handling all of that. That's, a huge plus and a huge undertaking on her behalf. I'm forever thankful. I love you for, just everything that you do. But I do want to just highlight that she's also going to be just helping me out with the nutrition journey. When you have a wife, a partner in life that's willing to support you in your process, that's a plus. But if they're also willing to do it, alongside you, at least pieces of it, the nutrition piece, that's a even huger plus. So she's going to be joining me with a weekly meal prep. We decided every Sunday we're going to come together as a partnership and prepare our meals for the week. So yeah, it's going to be something new that we're undertaking, but it's a huge blessing to be able to have the support of your wife and family as we go through these next phases of the life. So I'm looking forward to it. We're 1 week into the kind of the meal prep plan. As I mentioned, we start on Sunday, and lunches and dinners are already made for us. So it's, just grabbing it and heating it up in the microwave, and about 4 minutes and it's ready to go. So that's been a plus, and that's going to help out with all of the other busyness of life, and it's going to help me out with portion control. I think that's one of the things that I struggle with. Is sometimes I feel like I just I'm hungry, I want to eat a lot, but if that's what's on the plate or the tray, that's what I have to eat. So also looking forward to just the structure, discipline that's going to come out of this. But a huge plus for my wife being able to join me in this process to make things just a little easier. So we're not going to be going out to restaurants as much as we would like. We probably have a cheat day a month or something. We won't want to be too harsh on ourselves, but one of the things that I just want to focus on is, as I mentioned, the diet. So nutrition is a big part of that. We're focusing on just eating clean. We tried some 93.7% beef. So this is my first time trying it, and just making sure that we have all of the things just kind of to fall back on. So it's cool to see all of our trays just made and laid out. We took some pictures. I'm going to make sure to share them in this video. But it was awesome, and it was just all of the hard work that we put on Sunday kind of paid off for the rest of the week to come. So I was super thankful of it. I have no problem eating the same thing every day as long as it's getting me to my goals. That's a plus. So starting out, I want to be completely honest with you all. This is hard for me to say, but from when I completed the marathon back in January, I was about 179, 178. That was honestly the lowest I've been since maybe junior high. I don't know. But also felt just, good, light, but also skinny. So as I got done with the marathon, I was going easy on myself and just, starting to eat a little unhealthier, a lot unhealthier, should I say, and going back into the old habits before the marathon, and eventually, weight started stacking back up, and got married during that time as well, and obviously went to Mexico on our honeymoon. It was an awesome time, amazing time, and we deserve to kind of just treat ourselves and relax. But with that comes some of the weight gain. So ended up weighing myself in before the first day of my training plan, which was this past Monday. It was my first day in, and I wanted to see what I weighed, and I want to make sure that I capture every single day. So I'm going to be sharing with you all weekend check-ins with my weight progress as well, just to be accountable to myself, but to you all to see, what my weight does. So this week I weighed in at 211. I mean, that was the heaviest that I've been in such a long time since my marathon. Before that, I did a bunch of weight loss. I dropped from nearly 260 pounds. So I was creeping up. Obviously with that comes some muscle, come on. But at the same time, it was a reality. I had this weight that I had put on. I wanted to find a way to get rid of it, and just with that, it's going to come with the nutrition and diet that I have to dial in order to get the results that I want. So I'm super proud of the progress that I made this week. So I started off at 211, and then it slowly started climbing down. And today, when I weighed in this morning, I make it a habit. The first thing that I do when I wake up is weigh myself and take a picture, and I've done that every single day. I want to continue on with that process, so it's at the same time every day. It's consistent, just to see, kind of measure it at that specific time of day, and see how it progresses week in and week out. So made my way all the way down to 203 pounds this morning when I weighed in, and what's that, 8 pound weight loss. Obviously, there's going to be some like water, and I was, drinking a lot of alcohol before. So all of that's going to account for it. I anticipated that I was going to lose a lot of weight fast, and then those other parts were going to be a little bit harder. So either way, I think a lot of it is a testament to the nutrition that I had mentioned. For the most part, I was able to just eat the meals that we prepared for ourselves on Sunday for lunch and dinner. Sometimes I would have, for snacks, I would have, Greek yogurt, some cottage cheese. I ended up buying some tuna, just, things that were light to snack on, but healthy. The options were limited. And when we went shopping, we made sure to handle that. And I do want to talk about our nutrition in a different video. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's been good to see that so far a week in, I've been able to drop 8 pounds. That is a lot. I don't anticipate, as I mentioned, to stay on that track. And it might go up here and there. It did go up, I think, 0.8 one day. One day it stayed exactly the same. So your weight's going to fluctuate. You just got to trust the process. I trust that I'm going to continue to show up to these workouts, to these runs, and the weight's going to do what it's going to do as a result of my actions. So I got to trust that process. But yeah, I think the other celebration that we had, me and my wife, we don't really have a lot to do now that we're on this strict, diet plan. So it's like, okay, if we're going to go out, we can't really go out to a restaurant or eat. So it's just like, okay, that's kind of out the window. We can take the kids to a play place. So obviously, like anything that we want to do is going to cost us money. We got to account for that. But this past yesterday, actually, we went to Juice Land. It was our first time going there. We're just trying to find like some all natural like juice bar, and that was the closest location to us yesterday anyway. So we went in, popped in. I got the Rehydrator, I believe it was called. It has some like beets in there. It was super healthy. Watermelon, beets, like lemon or banana or something. I'll make sure to send a picture of it. But it was our first time going there. I enjoyed it. My wife liked hers as well. But yeah, just like those are the kind of things that we look forward to now, but also making sure that we're trying to keep as much of those, nasty ingredients out as possible. So yeah, in terms of my week one training plan, as I mentioned, this was built with Victory Fitness, my AI training app. It told me the first day, I was shocked. It said I told it that I wanted to get a 2:45 um, marathon time, and the first day it had me do 8 miles, and I haven't been running that much, so I was just like, oh, you're really gonna have me do 8 miles? And I knocked it out. I'm just like, I have to trust the process. 8 miles was hard. It was, hot. The other different thing, at least this week anyway, I've been doing all my runs around waking up about 4 a.m. and running about 4:30 a.m., 4:40-ish. So really early start to the runs, but for me it's been good because that's usually the cooler part of the day, at least in Texas. So it's still pretty humid, but way better than 12 o'clock at the thick of the heat. So yeah, glad I was able to do that. But first day they had us do 8 miles. I'm only doing portions with my guys. They'll do 3 5 miles or whatever, and sometimes I'll continue on after it and just knock out whatever mileage I have to do. But the second day I ended up doing 2.5 miles, which was decent and a lot easier than the 8 for sure. And then Wednesday we did 7 miles. Thursday was 5. We did that at the landing, F3 location. And then Friday we ended up doing a 4 mile, which was my easy day. And people were like questioning, oh, why are you only doing like 4 miles? I'm like, I'm just trusting the plan. I got my long run tomorrow. I'm going to make it easy on myself. So Saturday was the long run and ended up having 8 miles. So it was a 35-mile week to kick off week one of the Victory Fitness AI training plan. I'm obviously going to be one of the first ones to use it and test it out, but I do have other folks that are going through beta testing. So if you are interested in trying to help me test this application out and see how we could grow it for the people that are coming behind us, I'm definitely open to testers in the application. So comment Victory Fitness in the comments. We'll make sure to get you to join the wait list and early access to the Victory Fitness app. If you are on Apple, it's not going to be on the Apple Store, along with the Apple Watch iOS. So if you have an Apple Watch, you could also use it on your wrist. Other devices will be coming as the app continues to grow, but for now, those are the devices that are supported. So I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm looking forward to sharing this marathon training block with you week by week. I'm looking forward to showing you some of the features that are inside of the app. And if you know anybody that could benefit from a similar AI fitness app and coach, have them go to officialvictoryfitness.com, join the wait list. We are anticipating to release this app at the end of the year. We want to just build out our user base, get some testers to kind of work out all of the kinks, and then by the end of 2026 release it to everybody so that they could have the benefit of using Victory Fitness. So thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.